Okay, I'm here. I'm sorry, it's about 3 minutes late. We don't have any viewers just yet, so I don't feel too badly, but I'm sorry. I had to quickly had some technical difficulties and I had to switch locations and we're hoping that one, I don't wake up my son who is sleeping in the room next door, and two, that this actually works out for us. So those of you that are watching who are going to be watching this later, the topic of this video is how to look and feel great on camera. And so, let me first introduce myself rather. My name is Lisa, those of you that aren't familiar with me or my channel, but I started making YouTube videos about 4 years ago. And my content on my channel is typically beauty and fashion related, right? So that's predominantly my content. But in the 4 years that I've been doing YouTube, I've learned a thing or two. So I've started doing last year a series of videos called Video Marketing 101, and we covered a variety of topics. So if you haven't yet had a chance, just go right to my channel, and under playlist, there's a video marketing or how to start a YouTube channel. I think that's the name of the playlist, and all the videos are there. This video will be there as well. And these videos are live. They're not, and I stream them from Google Hangouts. So it's certainly the videos, rather from my web camera. So these videos certainly don't look like the videos that I broadcast on YouTube. So anyway, needless to say, I'm doing video marketing coaching. I'm a brand coach. I actually started my own brand coaching company about 6 months ago. I started working for myself. So I've been working with female entrepreneurs who are looking to brand themselves online. And with most of my clients, I do some focus on video marketing training as well. And I just want to say this, sorry, I have to do the spiel when I start these videos, excuse me. I do also have a free Video Marketing 101 e-guide. And so at the end of this video, I'll go into the description box and put the link to where you can sign up for the mailing list to get that free Video Marketing 101 guide. And again, definitely make sure you guys head over to my channel and go look for the playlist, How to Start a YouTube Channel, where all the videos where I've covered a variety of topics. And there is a chat box feature that for some reason, I'm not seeing it. Not chat, but Q&A. There it is. Let me make sure I have that. So those of you that are watching this from Google+, you can, if you're watching it on YouTube, unfortunately, you can't ask questions. But if you're watching from Google+, you can go ahead and click on the Q&A feature, and I'll answer questions that way. I'm sorry, this light is like not properly on me, right? So anyway, let's jump right into it. So looking and feeling great on camera. One of the biggest concerns that people have about creating content on YouTube has to do with how they look on camera, nerves, all of that stuff. And although there isn't a fast way to just kind of not have those be issues anymore, I certainly have a few rules of thumb, so to speak, about how I approach creating my videos, and hopefully you'll find some of this stuff helpful to you. So the topic of this video again is how to look and feel great on camera. Even though I look a little bit crazy right now, I usually do my Google Hangouts in sweats. So I do have some makeup on, okay? Let's not get it twisted. My hair is a little bit crazy, but yeah, so let's start with number one. So looking and feeling great on camera. Lighting. Everyone always asks about lighting. I have covered this topic in several of my other previous Hangouts, so I won't go too into depth when it comes to lighting, but obviously lighting is important. It definitely, like literally, if I have bad lighting, you can tell. And so I use a ring light. I've talked about that before. I use a ring light. I use a Diva ring light Supernova. It's actually on right now, but I'm not positioned in the way I would normally be positioned. So it looks a little bit crazy right now. But yeah, I use a ring light now, and that's for and usually that's for filming at night. I tend to not use it so much when I'm filming during the day. Oftentimes natural lighting is literally all I need. And that's not always the case for everybody, but I have found that natural lighting is oftentimes the best lighting. So if you can film sometime in the morning, in the day with natural lighting sitting in front of you. So the lighting should be in front of you. My biggest pet peeve with videos has to do with people using the wrong color bulbs. If you're not using natural lighting, they're using this, like, you should be looking for fluorescent or blue bulbs. Those are the ones that'll give you the best lighting. You want to avoid the ones with like the orange tinge. I have found that, you know, I've talked about this before with the 3-point lighting setup. So oftentimes what you'll have is like your ring light in front of you and then 2 other lights at different angles. And the other lights, they can sometimes be that kind of orangey lighting to give you some warmth. And I'm not very technical with this at all. I'm just sharing with you the knowledge that I've gained from doing videos here on YouTube, but I'm certainly not a professional videographer. So certainly my terminology may not be exactly what you're looking for, but I will say that, let's say like the regular lighting that you might have in and around your house, right? That's the kind of lighting you'll use as kind of like accent lighting in addition to maybe the fluorescent lighting that you would be using, but you want to avoid that being your primary light source. And I say this because I have seen these videos where I myself have felt like I don't want to watch through it because it's this orange tinge. It's changing the person's skin tone. Oftentimes, especially if you're doing beauty and makeup videos, skin tone and just being able to see the true color, that colors that you're working with is so important. And it just gives an air of, and when you have your lighting down, it just totally gives your channel an air of sophistication, which people gravitate towards. Do you have to have a ring light if you're new to YouTube? No. If you're not ready to make those kinds of investments, although there are ring lights that are like, I think $100 or under that you can get on Amazon. I've not tried any of those, but I know several people that felt comfortable with them and have been using them and are very happy with the $100 ring lights on Amazon. So certainly go that route as well. So yeah, you don't want your coloring to be too warm or yellowish. The other thing I'll say about how to look and feel your best on camera, again, guys, you can click on, if you're watching from Google Hangout, you can click on the Q&A feature to ask me questions. I have the box open right now. So if you have any questions about these topics, again, I've only given myself half hour for this Hangout, but you're welcome to ask me some questions. And hopefully we're going to pray that I can get through this half hour without my son waking up and crying. Okay, so the other thing is looking at the camera. So this is actually a challenge for me with the Google Hangout here because I want to look at my screen, but really I should be looking at the camera because that means I'm looking at you. And the same thing exists for when you're filming your videos. So it's one of the rookie mistakes. And honestly, I still make this mistake because there was a period of time where I was doing a lot of voiceover videos or hair tutorials. And so I didn't have to be looking at the camera for those. And so when I switched and started actually talking to the camera again, I forgot. And I would just be looking at my viewfinder. So that you just want to avoid that. Just stop looking at the viewfinder. Pretend it's not even there. Close it if you can after you focused yourself in. And the viewfinder, and this is speaking to people who are using cameras with viewfinders. Some of us might be using a laptop. So it's the same thing. Look at the little, I have the green light here to remind me where I'm supposed to be looking. And so you just want to be looking at your audience, of course. So look at the camera. The other thing I'll tell you is smiling. Okay, so this is a challenge that I have as well, that I kind of work on. So what you want to do when you're making these videos is smile probably 20 times more than you normally would. And it's going to feel uncomfortable and unnatural at first. But over time, you're just going to start interjecting the smiles here and there. Think of something that makes you laugh while you're talking. I don't know. Just interject with some smiling or some laughter because even though it feels unnatural and it feels phony to you, the people watching your video can't tell. So it is, I've seen videos before where I just like the person and I'm like, whatever. But I've certainly watched videos where I've been like, gosh, you should totally smile. Because, we want to talk the way we naturally talk. And that's kind of how I am. Like, I'm not, in fact, when I was in the 5th grade, my 5th grade principal, God, Mr. Welsh, who was amazing. I mean, this guy, I swear, I thought I wanted him to be my dad. I mean, I have a dad, but I loved him. I thought he was so amazing. And his nickname for me was Smiley because I always, just my natural face, I have this natural screw face. I have a natural poker face, well, not poker face because I do exhibit some emotion, but it just doesn't look happy. I get it from my dad. Like my normal face is kind of frowny. And so I actually learned this on a video shoot when I was in Los Angeles. So I was hired to do a video campaign in Los Angeles back in September. And during that shoot, the feedback that I was getting, and this was like crazy. We're talking like a movie set. This is what it was like with the cameras, like just heavy and hot and just super intense. And they just were like, smile, 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 smile. And I felt dumb. But when I watched the video back, it totally was believable. So I know I'm spending a lot of time talking about this, but it's something that I absolutely believe in. I absolutely think it's going to be helpful to you to get into the habit of smiling on camera way more than you naturally would. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about makeup, right? I don't know if there are men watching here, but if you're a guy, you need to watch this too. You need some makeup for these videos. Okay. And I don't say that you have to be like, listen, and for those of you that are new here, my focus on these videos is not to be telling you how to become the next big makeup guru. I don't know who the women are or men are, whomever's watching this right now, but the focus of these videos is not to introduce you to the idea of doing all these things for the focus of getting the attention of brands. It's really about you using the video content and you using your video marketing to market yourself, your services, your business. That being said, makeup is important, even if you're not a beauty vlogger, even if there's beauty isn't a part of your channel. Aesthetics matter. I mean, we use it in all facets of our lives. Some of us, we're picky about the color of our cars. We paint our walls. We get curtains of different colors. Like, we have to adorn things, and your face should definitely be adorned. And I have to tell you that one of the things that I often do, or rather, one of the things that you want to do is obviously start with a foundation. I definitely think a full coverage foundation is necessary, okay? Like, if you go to any movie set, even if you're somebody who doesn't wear makeup naturally, they're going to throw makeup on you, whether you're a woman, man, whomever. You want to do it because the lighting just jacks you up. Like, it has the ability, especially if you're using powerful lighting, it has the ability to wash you out, right? And you need the lighting. And so you want to choose makeup that kind of reflects the lighting in the best way possible. So I definitely recommend using a full coverage foundation, and certainly a powder to mattify the foundation, because a light will make you way more greasy than you. I mean, honestly, you can look completely matte, but then the light gets on you and you play your video back and you look greasy as hell. So definitely want to have, and for full coverage foundations, the one that I like the most for if you're into the drugstore is Revlon Color Stay. It is probably the number one Revlon Color Stay foundation. It's like the number one. And they have oily skin and they have combo skin. They have a few different formulas for it, but I have to tell you, it's like the best full coverage foundation that you're going to find at the drugstore that I have found, that I feel like does it for me for filming purposes. Would I wear that as my everyday foundation? No. I'm actually not even wearing it right now. I'm actually using a BB cream right now because I'm like, it's late, it's night. I'm just going to slap some BB cream on. But absolutely, you're going to want to get a full coverage foundation and definitely a mattifying powder. Another one that I like to use that is from the drugstore. And I'm talking drugstore because I don't want to just throw out a bunch of high-end makeup options. Makeup Forever's translucent powder is great too. But for the drugstore, I like the Soft Focus, which is by Black Radiance, I believe. But other than that, I use a Lancome powder. So just to give you guys some options out there, particularly if you're not a makeup person and you're watching this, go ahead to CVS and get yourself some Revlon Color Stay foundation. I guarantee you they have your shade, because that shade range is crazy. And so for lips, I definitely like to use, if you're going to wear a lipstick, I definitely like to gravitate towards matte lipsticks. And the reason I gravitate towards, and on occasion I'll do a gloss, but usually that's when it's like a tutorial where I'm not talking on camera. I just feel like gloss is messier and it gets on your teeth. It can get down here. And so I like to stick with either a cream or a matte lipstick. So yeah. So let's talk about your clothes, like what you wear. Any questions? Let me pause for a second. I know I'm going a little bit quickly here. Any questions at all? No? Okay, let's keep going. So again, if you want to ask questions, just use the Q&A feature. You should see, I don't know what it looks like on your viewfinder thing, or where you're watching this from, or where you're broadcasting it from. I do have a chat button here, but I don't know if it works. Yeah, I don't think it works. But the Q&A does. So you can ask questions there. So let's talk about clothes, right? So I keep it really basic now on my channel when it comes to clothes. Like, as you can see, I'm wearing like this t-shirt thing here, right? I try to keep it neutral. I think you should definitely look for solid colors, not too many patterns because it looks crazy. You want to use neutral colors, or even pastels. Pastels look really, really good on camera. If you are have a lighter skin tone and pastels are just awful, then go with the colors that you know complement your skin tone. But I would avoid stripes, avoid patterns. I do tend to wear, I don't have earrings on right now, but I do tend to wear kind of funky earrings sometimes to add a little bit of flair because my channel is a beauty and fashion channel. But if that's kind of not what your channel is about, then just keep it pretty basic. I think as long as you look presentable and you have your makeup on and all that, like your clothes doesn't have to be like super, super loud. I leave my fashion, like I leave my fashion for my fashion videos where I'm actually showing people outfits. But when I'm sitting down talking or doing a tutorial or anything like that, I keep it really basic. Someone just wrote, it's a 9 square box. I'm not sure what that means, Casey, but yeah, I don't know what that means. So if you want to explain a little bit more what it's a 9 square box means, so the folks here can know what that means when you're in your, because you wrote that in the Q&A box. Yeah, are you referring to where the Q&A box is? I'm not sure. Anyway, Casey, let us know what you mean by that. So the last thing I'm going to touch on, and this is we're kind of going through this really quickly, which is good. The last thing I want to talk about is confidence, right? So everyone is really, how much of your body would you say should be in the frame? Neck up, chest up. It depends. Like if I would say like where I am here is appropriate. Like this is kind of all you really need to show. If you're doing something that's super, like a makeup tutorial, you definitely don't need to show that much. Like I never go all the way down. So it says chest up. I would say here, and that's only because when it's just head, and I've had videos where it's just head, it looks, and I'm going to keep saying this, it looks crazy. So definitely you want to give a little bit of neck and a little bit of your collar here. That's what I believe. And that was a question by Shane. Is that how you pronounce your name? Shane Maurice? She asked about what was the best, like how much of your body should you be showing in the video? Yeah. But I've also seen people who are doing promo videos. If your video isn't like you're doing a promo video, so you might be sitting behind a desk, you might be sitting on a couch. It kind of depends on what your setup is. But for a normal everyday video, I would say this is sufficient. But if you're doing like a marketing video, oftentimes those ones require you to be like standing up and kind of talking and having a position of power. That's kind of one of the, like if you've ever watched, I don't know, any kind of marketing videos, like business coaches, they often will be not sitting the way I'm sitting. They're going to be standing up and being in like a position of power. So, and I definitely think there's some psychology behind that. I'm not quite sure, but that's kind of what I've seen. But for everyday regular videos, here you go. There you go. Okay, so the Q&A it's the 9 square box if they didn't know. That's what Casey's telling us. Thanks, Casey, for giving us that information. So the last thing I want to talk to you about is a little bit about confidence and kind of where it comes from, how to get it, what it's about, and YouTube, right? So the reality is filming a video at any point is going to be scary stuff. Like even for me, prior to doing this video, I just get a little bit, I don't know, excited, nervous. I don't know what the word is. I certainly still get a bit of the jitters before filming any video that I do. Any video that I do, I get a little bit of the jitters. Now, I used to get full on panic mode. But there are a few things that I've almost created a bit of a ritual when it comes to creating videos. So this is kind of what works for me. So a few things. So you're going to have to fake it. That's number one. You're going to fake it. You're going to fake it because the reality is everybody's nervous. So embrace that you're nervous, accept that you're nervous, try not to be completely, sorry, the cat is trying to move around here. Try not to be completely phony because that'll read on camera. But I think be honest with yourself about the fact that you're nervous and recognize that everybody is when they're doing these videos, especially when they're starting out. And I think accepting that will give you a little bit of I guess, peace with, you know, making peace with being nervous. Does that make sense to you guys? So I also recommend having a glass of water or something to drink nearby. One of the things that I always do before doing a video is I take a shower. Even before doing this one, I took another shower because it calms you down. The hot water, all of that, it gets me in a zone. I like to be fresh and clean for you guys. So I always recommend taking a shower before a video. I know that's kind of crazy, but that, again, this is my ritual, right? So have a shower, have a glass of water with you. The other thing I would say is try not to wing it. When you are creating this content, you want to have a little bit of an outline for what you're going to cover. And you can go so far as to literally have it written down, have your iPad nearby, all of that. I definitely don't recommend that you have a script because then it's going to look like you're reading it, and that's not a good look. But you're going to look really unnatural. But I do think it's fine to have a little bit of a script or notes or something so that, or an outline rather, to give you a sense of the major points that you want to hit in your video. I highly, highly, highly advise against winging it because that leads you into over talking about stuff that nobody cares about, getting you off track, off base, all of that stuff. So you definitely want to just have a little bit of an outline of what you want to cover. That'll save you some editing time too, right? Because you don't want to go afterwards and have to be constantly editing. And when you have to look at your notes, it's totally fine to do so because, again, you're not live, even though I'm looking at my notes here because this is live and that's what it is. But when you're filming, you're not filming live. And so you can always edit out the little parts where you're kind of looking down or getting your bearings. You don't have to rush it. You do not have to rush it. Take your time. I advise against filming a video when you're tired. These videos, you know, most of us are doing these videos on our own schedules. Certainly if there are videos that you have to put out for a particular reason, a brand or some kind of partnership that you have, then there's a little bit of a difference. But usually with those videos, you've been given some degree of notice, so you know when you have to film. But I absolutely advise against filming when you're tired. Like even for me, I did a Google Hangout one time. I think it was the last one I did last year, at the end of last year, maybe in December. I was exhausted. I was so not for it. And I think it showed. I think it definitely showed in my videos that I was tired, and you just can't be tired. Really, you just can't be tired. If you're tired, don't film. Wait till you're not tired and then film. So again, have a glass of water nearby or a glass of wine if you are an adult. And just kind of own that you're nervous. Own that it's what comes with the territory, and that's part of the process. Feel free to even kind of say that in your videos. Just be like, you know what, guys, I'm a little bit nervous, but you know, be honest. I mean, I think people appreciate candor and authenticity, and so I think it's okay if you can somehow interject it in a way in your video, like, listen, I'm a little bit nervous, and this is what it is. This is my first video. I'm new to this. I'm getting more comfortable. All of that stuff is fine as long as you are, you know, you're being your authentic self. So the other thing I will say is, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. And I guess that was it. Yeah, that was actually it. I covered everything, folks. Covered everything. It's 9:27, leaving us 3 minutes. Casey is asking us, I find the best lighting is in the car. Is that bad? I mean, it just kind of depends on the kind of content that you're filming. Like if you're a vlogger and you have a really great camera and you're going to be vlogging on the go, then that's fine. You're outside. That there's no problem with that. I take the best selfies in the car too, so I hear you. But if that's that's kind of a question that I would have to know a little bit more information about your content and if that's like sufficient. But it sounds like you're a vlogger and that you vlog on the go, and so that would make sense. So that was Casey's question. So yeah, you're gonna be nervous. Like you're gonna be nervous. It's gonna be something where you feel the nerves kind of getting the best of you. If you do feel that's the case, then you can always pause and resume. There is no rush. You don't have to do it right then and there. take your time. If it takes you literally filming to do one video over the course of 5 days, so be it. You're gonna get it done, and there's no rush to the process. And just own that you're going to be nervous, own that it's part of the process, and then you'll be fine. Like, honestly, it gets better with time. Take a shower beforehand, have a cup of tea beforehand, do all of the things that make you feel good. Take a deep breath. If you have to pause, come back, stop the camera. If you get off track, it's totally fine. You're not filming live. Again, it's fine. You can edit that stuff out. And these are all kind of my tips for looking and feeling great on camera. Makeup plays a big role in it for me, but that's not for everybody. But yeah, I definitely recommend wearing makeup for your video. Yeah, even if you're a guy. Put on some makeup. And yeah, guys, it's 9:29, so I'm just gonna wrap unless anyone has any questions. And it doesn't have to be about what we've discussed today. It could certainly be about anything having to do with video marketing. If those of you, I do have one Facebook group that I run right now. I did have a group before called Video Marketing 101. I combined that group with my one larger group because I run a group called Black Women Who Love Beauty and Business. And so I just combined it with that group because I found that for the most part, Black women were the ones who were requesting to be in my group and showing an interest in my content. And so I just streamlined it and just called it what it was. When it was more broad, I just was having a hard time getting more people in it. But anyway, that's the group. And we cover all things having to do with business and beauty. There are so many entrepreneurs in the group. It's a great, great space to learn some things and also connect. And we do talk a lot about makeup. I'm trying to make it 50-50 business and makeup, but we're getting there. We're getting there. But I did have a group called Video Marketing 101 that I combined with that one. And so you're welcome to look up that group called Black Women Who Love Beauty and Business if you're interested. Again, I also offer coaching services. So if anyone's interested in having a breakthrough or clarity call with me, I do have an application process. You can just message me here and I'll shoot you a link to the application. And I can get that out to you guys as soon as you want. And again, when this video is live on my YouTube channel, I will have links in the description box with all of this content, whether it's a link to sign up for my Video Marketing 101 e-guide or a link to apply to a clarity call with me. I'm actually headed, this week is a short week for me because I'm headed to New York Fashion Week in a couple of days. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'm going to be going to a fashion show. And there are going to be people there. So that'll be fun. So I may try vlogging. I don't vlog. I may try vlogging during that time. And I'll definitely have some videos up for you guys. But yeah, that's it. Again, if there are any questions, feel free to ask. And I'm committing myself. Oh, should I use... Okay, so so there are a couple of questions here. Should I use the tags in the TY box? If yes, is less more? So this Casey's asking, should I use the tags in the TY box? If yes, is less more? If you're asking about, I don't know what TY box is. That must be something. But for tags, I don't necessarily know that less is more. I think if you're going to use tags, you want to use long tail keywords and really specific tags. The title of your video, we actually covered this, Casey, in one of my videos. If you go to my I think it's how to promote your videos might be the video where we talk about tags. But you're going to want to use what are called long tail keywords, and long tail keywords are really specific tags. For instance, you're going to want the title of your video in the tag. I always tag my name, my channel name. I always threw that in there as well. But one of the best resources that I have used, that I continue to use, is called TubeBuddy. And I like TubeBuddy because TubeBuddy is this, it's a free tool. You can Google it, TubeBuddy. You can look it up, or TubeBuddy rather, Tube, TubeBuddy. So yeah, Casey, I'm answering your question. So TubeBuddy is the tool that I use. I actually pay for TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy has a $9.99 a month and a $19.99 a month, and I think even a bigger one than that. I think I pay for the $10 a month one. And what it allows you to do is actually it actually allows you to look up your search, your tags, and tell you if they're good tags for the video. They'll give you suggestions for tags. It'll tell you where your tag is ranking as well. So actually it'll assign like a number to your tag, like you're number 4 for this tag, right? So that's been actually really, really helpful for me in terms of optimizing my video for search engine optimization. It actually really helps. So I tend to not overdo tags, but most of my tags are like 3 or 4 words. They're not like one word, like, you know, woman of color, because that's just not really helpful or specific to that video. But if I, for instance, one of my videos is like black, I'll give you an example. It is gosh, which one? I can't even think of a video right now. Matte, like, okay, so I did MAC lip swatches, right? The MAC retro matte liquid lipsticks. So I had a bunch of tags, right? I had MAC retro matte liquid lipsticks. I had MAC retro matte lipsticks on a woman of color. Matte retro matte liquid lipsticks on a black woman. Matte retro matte liquid lipstick on a black girl. Matte retro matte lipstick swatches on a black guy. I was like, those are the key. That's what I use for keywords. Long tail keywords. And you might find that you're not necessarily going to get an instant like you publish the video and all of a sudden all these people just start watching. It takes time for Google to kind of catch up to these tags and things, but you'll definitely over time start to see an increase in viewing from optimizing your videos for searchability. Hopefully that answers your question. Adiola has asked, how do you find my Facebook group? Just go to Facebook and search Black Women Who Love Beauty and Business. And that's it. Any other questions, folks? I'll hang out for like, I know there's a little bit of a delay, so I'll hang out for like a couple of more minutes if anyone has any other questions. But again, guys, I have done a bunch of these videos, so definitely go to my YouTube channel and look up the playlist and you'll see the video marketing videos. And again, if there's a video that you guys want to see that I haven't done, if there's a video a topic as pertaining to making videos on YouTube or being successful on YouTube and how that works, because I definitely like to preach the idea of YouTube success not being hinged or attached to subscriber count, because you can certainly use this medium to grow your business and grow your brand. That's okay, Victoria. Victoria says, I missed it. That's okay, Vicky. You'll come next time. And certainly I just really come from the place where I believe in using YouTube, whatever your audience is, to grow yourself and grow your own personal brand, as opposed to approaching YouTube from the standpoint of looking to grow another brand or capture the attention of other brands. I also believe when it comes to making these videos and how to stay positive and how to not get bogged down, right, and this is one thing that I missed in terms of being confident on camera, is speak to what you know. Like, speak to what you know. Really think about it, because I see this a lot where people say, you know, I want to share, I want to start a lifestyle channel. I want to share all my things. And oftentimes that idea comes from watching maybe someone else's channel where they do that and they've been very successful. But I honestly think that people should start channels with literally like one topic that you cover, that's your thing. Like, build your tribe on one thing, and then incorporate some of the others. I kind of do a little mix of hair and makeup and fashion. If I had to start over, I probably would have started with just hair. Like, if I had to do it again, I would just do hair and then start to bring in that other stuff. I think people gravitate towards certain YouTubers for very, very specific things. There are those who have the magic touch and folks watch all their videos equally, but I think anyone would tell you, even the bigger channels will tell you that there are certain videos that their audience really loves. And so I definitely recommend that if you're approaching YouTube for the first time and you're just starting out and so forth, stick to what you know, stick to what you're comfortable with, because that's going to translate on camera. That excitement, that you know, joie de vivre is going to show on camera if it's a topic that you're really, really into. So think about that next time you sit down and do a video. And all right, folks, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I'm definitely gonna do another one of these. I'll probably do one, may not be next Monday, just because I'm going to just be getting back from New York, but I'm going to shoot for maybe next Wednesday, another video. I got to think of a topic. If you guys have any ideas, shoot me an email and let me know, or comment and let me know. Anyway, thanks so much for watching and tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.